Hello, YouTube. So I wanted to do a quick critique of Cartesian global skepticism, um, because I think that this is an idea that's sort of plagues people's mind in a certain way. Um, and the idea is that it's noble to doubt everything. You know what I mean? Doubt is the center of the methodology. Um, but and this is you get Descartes. The method is most famously laid out in the Meditations on First Philosophy in the first chapter. So go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Um, so here's my criticism. Um, Doubt, right? Everything is organized around this idea of doubt. And my critique would simply be, well, what is doubt, right? What is the ontology of doubt? What must have always already happened in order for doubt to appear? That is to say, within what contexts of real human activity does doubt arise? It seems to me that doubt is not. There's no reason to privilege doubt as some kind of first mover, as something that makes sense without context, right? Or as something that makes sense always in all contexts in application to everything, right? It seems to me that there is a place for doubt, and doubt is very important, right? But it's very important in the sense of a scalpel, not in the sense of an axe. So, to use a really famous example, this is my hand, right? Now, does it make sense to doubt this is my hand, that statement? And I have to say no, it doesn't make sense to doubt that. It obviously doesn't make sense to doubt that. The reason why is because I can imagine a plausible context of human activity. So, like, if I'm at work and I accidentally cut myself, and somebody turns to me and says, "Oh man, show me your hands." Show them my hands, right? And oh, that doesn't look too bad. Go get a Band-Aid. So there's an activity that's happened here, a real, like, sort of perfectly plausible context of human activity that's happened, wherein the statement "show me your hand" makes sense, and I do show my hand, and somebody attaches a Band-Aid to it, right? This is a real context of human activity. It doesn't seem to me to make sense to posit a third person who runs in and says, "Wait a minute, that's not really your hand." What? We've left the realm of meaning at that point. This is literally gibberish, right? Clearly, some person X says, "Show me your hand." Person Y shows them their hands. They've communicated, and everything's been groovy. There's no reason to actually call your hand into question, right? So this idea of, like, the Cartesian evil demon, for instance, how do I know that some evil demon is not deceiving me? Well, it seems that, or the possibility of such a thing hasn't actually entered, right? There are contexts within which it makes sense to doubt your faculties, right? If I were hearing voices, for instance, or if I were like seeing visions of dead relatives, or something like this, right? Or if somebody tells me, "Hey, like, you might want to go talk to somebody," These are contexts within which it might make sense to doubt my faculties. But in the absence of any such context, it doesn't seem to me to be meaningful. It seems to me to say, how can you trust your faculties? It seems to me to be, like, quite literally gibberish. You can't divorce these ideas from their real use. On the contrary, I would follow Wittgenstein here, though, and say, it obviously also then makes no sense to say, I'm certain that this is my hand, right? What the hell could that mean? Like, that's gibberish, right? The proper statement is, this is my hand. Or look, it's my hand, or something like that, right? Like, there is no plausible context within which that comes into question. And it only makes sense to doubt it within a context where its veracity is called into question. And yeah, so those are my thoughts. What's lacking here, what's lacking in Descartes, is a heuristic of doubt. That is to say, what is it sensible to doubt? How does doubt have meaning? Where does doubt have meaning? Why does doubt have meaning? All of this, right? You need some kind of heuristic. It doesn't simply work as just like a global scattershot. It works, but it works fantastically well as a sniper rifle. And yeah, that's a brief critique of global skepticism.